Today's story comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verses 1 through 34. The title of the story today is How Jacob Secured Esau's Birthright. Greetings, I am your host Cheryl Secrest, and this is Effectively Making a Noise. Abraham was 175 years old when he died and was gathered to his people. His sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah, where Sarah his wife was buried. After the death of Abraham, God blessed his son Isaac. Isaac was dwelling by the well Lahariah. Isaac was 40 years old when he married Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram. For 20 years after they were married, Isaac and Rebekah did not have any children to bless their home. This was a great disappointment to them, and Isaac prayed to the Lord and begged him to send them a child. The Lord heard Isaac's prayer, and in due time Rebekah found that she was going to have a child. In fact, Rebekah was to become the mother of twin boys. Before her twin sons were born, Rebekah was quite ill and wondered whether she was going to live. She prayed to the Lord about her trouble, and the Lord said to her, "You shall give birth to two nations, and these shall be divided. The one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger." When the time came, Rebekah gave birth to twin sons. Although the boys were twins, they were not all at all alike. The firstborn son, who was named Esau, was covered with soft red hair. He was called Esau because that name means hairy. The twin brother was born right afterward. His little hand had taken hold of Esau's heel, so that he was called Jacob, which means he seizes by the heel, or he supplants. And supplants means takes place of by force or plotting. The father Isaac was 60 years old when his twin sons were born. When Esau and Jacob grew up to be young men, they were very unlike each other in appearance, character, and interests. Esau loved the outdoors. He roamed the fields and woods in search of wild animals and became a skillful hunter of all sorts of wild game. With his bow and arrows, he killed many wild animals and brought the tasty meat home for his family to eat. His father Isaac was very fond of the tasty meat which Esau provided, and for this reason Esau was his favorite son. Jacob was quiet, thoughtful man who did not care for the kind of outdoor life that Esau loved. Jacob liked to stay at home and enjoy the shelter and comforts of their spacious tents. He was a home-loving youth and helped his mother with the tasks that had to be done each day. So Rebekah came to be very partial to her son Jacob. Once when Esau was away on a hunting trip, Jacob stayed at home and boiled a mess of pottage made of lentils. And a mess of pottage is enough stew for a meal, vegetables, and meat. Esau had been gone for some time, and when he came back from hunting, he was faint with hunger. Smelling the savory pottage which Jacob was cooking, he exclaimed, "Give me, I pray you, some of your red pottage to eat, for I am faint with hunger." When lentils are cooked, they made a red pottage. So after this, Esau was called Edom, which means red. Jacob had been waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of his brother Esau. The birthright belonged to Esau because he was the oldest son, and a birthright is certain favors given to the oldest son. This meant that he was entitled to a larger share of his father's possessions than Jacob. More important than that, it meant that the promises and blessings of the covenant which God had made with Abraham and Isaac would be passed on to the oldest son. Jacob wanted the birthright that belonged to Esau, and now he thought he had a good opportunity to take it from his unsuspecting brother. So Jacob said to the famished Esau, "You must first sell me your birthright." Esau should have refused to consider it, But in his rough and carefree manner, he replied, I am on the point of death. What good will this birthright be to me? Jacob wanted to make sure that Esau would not change his mind after he had satisfied his hunger. So he said, Swear to me first that you will give me your birthright. So Esau took an oath and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. And lentils are small flat seeds of pea family used for food. Esau ate and drank hungrily and greedily, and then rose up and went on his way again. Thus Esau despised his birthright and surrendered it to his brother Jacob. That is the end of our story today. Thank you for listening. Be blessed.